You are watching ATK Football Channel. We are here with the latest episode of transfer news. Before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Let the show begin. Manchester United allegations are circulating about Kylian Mbappe, who is said to be not happy in Paris Saint-Germain and will sign for Real Madrid if he leaves. So, why Manchester United and not Real Madrid? As you know, the owner of Paris Saint-Germain is Qatari businessman, and Mbappe is said to be transferred to Manchester United, which will be bought by Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, a Qatari businessman, in the near future. While Paris Saint-Germain does not want to give his player to another team, he agrees to give it to a team within Qatar. Mbappe, on the other hand, has a contract of 2 more years. If he wants to leave Paris, he has to go to a team he can accept. The club management, namely the Qatari businessmen, are doing their best to prevent Mbappe from going to Real Madrid. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez's biggest dream is to bring Mbappe to the team. Despite Benzema's departure in hopes of bringing in Mbappe, they did not pick a striker other than 33-year-old Joselu. However, despite Perez's intense desire, we may not be able to watch Mbappe under the Real Madrid jersey. Well, what would you do if you were in Mbappe's place? Do you think it makes more sense to wait 2 years and go to Real after his contract expires, or to go to Manchester United this summer? Paris Saint-Germain, who wants to transfer forward, is interested in Harry Kane. Negotiations with the player are underway. English striker Real Madrid and Manchester United also want. Harry Kane has become the biggest target for the Paris Saint-Germain administration. Besides Harry Kane, they are also interested in Antoine Griezmann, who plays for Atletico Madrid. The 32-year-old French footballer found himself again after returning to Atletico. He has 16 goals and 19 assists in 48 games this season. First it was rented, then it was given a testimonial of 20 million euros. If Paris Saint-Germain wants to buy the player, Atletico could soon make a profit. Saudi Arabian teams continue their transfers from where they left off. He transferred to Hakim Ziyech Al Nassr, Edouard Mendy Al Ahly, N'Golo Kante Al Ittihad, Kalidou Koulibaly Al Hilal, but they will not stop. Benzema's team, Al Ittihad, has offered 65 million euros for Tottenham player Heung-min Son, but the South Korean player does not want to go. Al Hilal wants to transfer Marco Verratti from Paris Saint-Germain. A high offer has come. If they can persuade the player to go, Verratti will also go to Arabia. Al Ahly also made an offer for the non-contracted Sergio Ramos. Ramos wanted to finish his career in Sevilla, where he started, but with a large amount of money, he could opt out. There were Arab teams that wanted Lukaku, but when Lukaku answered the 20 million euro offer by saying "I want 90 million euros, this did not happen. Ronaldo's team is about to complete the transfer of Marcelo Brozovic to strengthen the Al Nassr midfield. There are also some differences in Manchester City. I mentioned that Mahrez could go to Arabia, and Walker could go to Bayern. It is stated that Gundogan, whose contract has expired, has signed for Barcelona. A transfer that has been talked about for a long time has taken place. Paris Saint-Germain wants Bernardo Silva. Barcelona and Arab clubs also want the player. While it seems difficult for him to transfer to Barcelona economically, the player is hesitant to go to Arabia. Having finished the transfer of Ilkay from Manchester City, Barcelona wants to transfer Cancelo as well. He will leave for sure as he is not on good terms with Pep Guardiola. His most serious suitor is Barcelona. There is talk of a testimonial of around 60 million euros for Cancelo. For Barcelona, which is in financial crisis, this is quite a large amount. Mason Mount is leaving Chelsea, which has started to sell football players on a serial basis. Manchester United agreed with the player on all terms. Chelsea are demanding £65 million. The 24-year-old British football player's contract expires after 1 year and does not plan to extend it. Chelsea will spend the money from player sales to buy players again. Their first target is Moises Caicedo of Brighton. This transfer is expected to go up to £90 million with bonuses. The transfer has now reached the final stage. Newcastle United, the team of Prince of Arabia Salman, who finished fourth in the Premier League, wants Sandro Tonali from Milan. An agreement for €70 million is about to be reached. 3 Premier League teams want Valverde: Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea. I don't think Real Madrid will give their football player. Kim Min-jae, who transferred to Napoli at the beginning of the season, made a transfer meeting to Bayern after the championship and the completion of the transfer was approaching. However, according to British media, Manchester City's interest in the player changed Kim Min-jae's decision. Kim Min-jae is currently in his country for military service and will make his decision in 2 weeks. Xavi Simons, the 20-year-old number 10 player, had a great season there, as Paris Saint-Germain sent him to PSV with a buyback option. He played with 22 goals and 12 assists in 48 games and increased his current market value to €30 million. Paris Saint-Germain's buyback option is only €6 million. PSG can retake the player as soon as they use this option. Arsenal, Manchester United and Brighton are also interested in the Dutch football player. Real Madrid have signed a new contract with Spanish midfielder Dani Ceballos. In the statement made on the club's official website, it was stated that Ceballos' contract was extended until 2027. The 26-year-old football player, who played a total of 120 official matches with Madrid, performed 6 goals and 12 assists. This season, the 26-year-old football player, who took part in 46 official competitions, played with 1 goal and 9 assists. Japan's 55-year-old striker Kazuyoshi Miura will play on loan in Oliveirense, one of the Portuguese second football league teams. The new stop of the football player, nicknamed King Kazu, who also worked in Sydney teams, was Portugal. Miura, who started his professional career in 1986 and made his mark among the legends of the football world, signed another transfer before turning 56 on February 26. Oliveirense announced to its fans that Miura, who played in Japan's Yokohama, was on loan. Kazuyoshi Miura, who made a statement about his transfer, emphasized that he wanted to continue playing football until the age of 60. "I came to a new country. I will show everyone what kind of football player I am by working hard," used the phrases. Miura took the field 89 times with the Japan national team, for which he played in 1990 to 2000, and scored 55 goals. The experienced player scored 193 goals in 700 matches in his club career. English Premier League team Tottenham have signed Spanish club Villarreal's winger Arnaud Danjuma until the end of the season. Tottenham, who played in the first 4 matches in the Premier League, strengthened their squad with Danjuma. In the statement made by the club, it was stated that the 25-year-old Dutch football player is on loan until the end of the season. Playing for PSV, NEC Nijmegen, Club Brugge and Bournemouth before Villarreal, Danjuma played for the Netherlands national team 6 times. At the beginning of the season we left behind, Villarreal made its decision about Pepe Reina, with which he had a 1-year contract. La Liga representative signed a new 1-year contract with 40-year-old Pepe Reina. Pepe Reina played 32 matches with Villarreal in the 2022-23 season and could not prevent 38 goals. Experienced gloves closed the goal in 8 matches. Bundesliga champion Bayern Munich has signed Portuguese football player Rafael Guerreiro. In a written statement from the club, it was stated that the Portuguese football player was transferred without paying a testimonial fee after his contract with another German team, Borussia Dortmund, expired. It was reported that the contract with the 29-year-old player was signed until June 30, 2026. Rafael Guerreiro made 36 appearances for Borussia Dortmund last season. He made 6 goals and 14 assists. Gvardiol chose Guardiola. Manchester City have reached a deal in principle with Croatian defender Josko Gvardiol. Manchester City, which finished last season with 3 trophies, came to the stage of finishing a huge transfer. It was stated that City had a meeting with Josko Gvardiol, whom Pep Guardiola held in the first place of the transfer for a while, and an agreement was reached on the terms. It was stated that the Croatian defender's club Leipzig will not accept a testimonial of less than €100 million for Gvardiol to become the most expensive defender in history. The 21-year-old successful defender, who grew up in Dinamo Zagreb, was transferred in 2021 for €19 million. Gvardiol scored 3 goals in 41 games for Leipzig last season and took 3,005 minutes. Arsenal reach happy ending at Timber. Arsenal have reached an agreement in principle with 22-year-old defender Jurrien Timber, who plays for Ajax. Arsenal, which plans to establish a roster with a wide rotation next season, came to an end with the transfer of Jurrien Timber, which it has been attempting for a long time. It is said that the British team will pay €38 million for Timber to Ajax. Arsenal are expected to announce this transfer in the coming days.